Let's start with an image. The gray area. A place where doubt sings louder than hope, and a place where uncertainty thrives. This place is where the boundary between the person who you are right now and the person who you wish to be blurs. My name is Savva, and like many of you, I have wrestled this uncomfortable space. That's gray area. I'm here today not to talk about self-improvement, but rather what it means to redefine, reimagine, and reinvent yourself to the very core. You can only access the version of yourself which you dream of through the unfamiliar. Because growth demands discomfort. Growth demands that you step into the gray area within yourself and cross boundaries you previously thought impossible to cross. I will not speak much about why you need to explore the gray area, because everyone here in this room has seen on social media crazy transformations from self-improving themselves. But rather, I'm here to share a story which redefined the gray area for me. Now imagine me 3 years ago in 2022. I was in 9th grade, I was 14, and I had been playing tennis for a year or so. And things then were okay. It was comfortable. I mean, if I had continued to live like that, well, nothing would have happened. I would just be the run-of-the-mill kid. And there was a time there where my dad took me to a tennis game. And there I saw just how much I love to play tennis. I saw the passion. I saw the intensity. I saw the energy these players had put into the game. And that was the exact moment that I questioned myself, something all of you here should try doing. I asked myself, what do I want to do, and who do I want to become? And after watching that game, my answer was clearer than ever. I wanted to become a professional tennis player. That moment there sparked a hunger in me. I decided to dedicate my entire summer to tennis, just striving to achieve my goal of becoming professional. I set my foot down and traveled to Bosnia alone for a training camp. And there, my life revolved about tennis and tennis only. Traveling to another country alone was unimaginable for me. Let alone a country where I knew nobody except my coach, have no idea about the culture there, and have no one to support me through the problems which I faced. I felt very vulnerable. It did not help that I knew nothing there except for tennis. It was very hard for me to overcome the discomfort of not having my parents around to help me. Especially so, where I'm in situations like these, where I'm surrounded by people who I've never met before in my entire life. The beginning there was a constant loop of discomfort. I'm training harder than ever, trying to learn a language I'd never seen before, and overall trying to overcome barriers just to be comfortable. But only when, and only when, did I embrace the discomfort, did things start to click. I started to improve. I started to lose weight. And above all, I became much happier. I love sport, especially tennis. And playing it is what I love. Exploring my own gray area is what reminded me of that. I soldiered on because I knew this is the person who I wanted to be. And sure enough, when I returned here, the change was palpable. I lost 30 kilos, and I'd been playing much better than ever. The shots I couldn't make before, well, they were a breeze. And my 14-year-old self could only ever dream of making it past the second round of a tournament. But now, I was making consistent semifinals, which evolved into finals, and eventually winning entire tournaments. That was a feat 3 years ago that I told myself was impossible. People, this is just a peek into the transformative power which lies in exploring the gray area. I want to move on to the how. What is the actual start of this process of exploring your gray area? It is to have a crystal clear goal. In my experience, I was constantly reminding myself of my want to become a professional. That was my end goal. It is all I thought about. Am I doing enough? What can I do more are all thoughts which circulated through my head every single day. I was hungry for who I wanted to become, and I still am. During June of last year, I had an awful injury. I injured my lower back. I could not walk. I could not stand up without assistance. and I could not even run. I could not even think of running. And to be honest, I thought I was done. I thought I would not pick up the racket for at least another couple months. All the progress I'd made so far was gone, down the drain. But this is the exact moment where having a crystal clear goal comes into play. Because I reminded myself of my hunger to move forward and explore my own gray area to dedicate all of my spare time into recovery. Swimming, stretching, physiotherapy, mobility exercises are all things which I did to recover because I reminded myself of who I wanted to become. And many times, I hated what I was doing. I hated running all those laps through the academy. I hated spending all those minutes doing planks. I hated suffering. And I especially hated waking up so early on a Sunday just to go to practice. It was tiring for me to take the first steps. But they are the most important steps. I mean, it is cruel, yes, but they are the most important. Taking the first steps, and above all, sticking to it, is what matters. Do you want to do better academically? You study when you least feel like it. Do you want to look better? You work out when you feel the most tired. It is law. It's simple. And personally, every day I to achieve a little bit more. Because it is the little things which became my habits. It became my habit to achieve little things and work on myself. I never tried to jump from a 30-second plank up to a 2-minute plank, because it is counterintuitive. It is the little things that matter every day. Because these little things, you can imagine it as little snowflakes falling down on a snowy day. And they rise up and up and up. And eventually, when you turn around, you realize the tremendous amount of growth you have gone through. And I've failed many times. I failed to win a match I should have easily won. I failed to go to practice simply because I did not feel like it. I even, during fitness time, would go to the bathroom for 10 to 15 minutes, come back saying, "Oh, coach, I had stomach problems." I obviously lied. I want to stress that this is perfectly okay. Because what matters is, above all, is your resilience and your ability to bounce back. Do not hate yourself for skipping a day, because it is natural. Sticking to what I was doing, running all those laps every week, doing all those planks, doing whatever, because the point here is that every time I did it, it became easier, I started to suffer less, and above all, it created discipline, which in my opinion is the most important quality anybody in this room can have. Sticking to your goals and developing the mental grit to move forward. And one key thing to remember is through all the heartbreaking finals I lost, through all the missed opportunities, through all the matches that I lost, I always took something positive out of it. It could have even been the smallest thing. To put it in perspective, I lost a final in 3 sets, 3 hours long. But after the match, what I told to myself was that I was serving better. I was serving better than the semifinal. Reinforcing myself positively after each negative moment is what helped me to stay on my path and to not give up. I want all of you to leave this room with a burning flame in your heart. Please find the drive to start this journey of highs and lows. Because this hardest step is the first one. And remember, as you move forward, all the pieces will fall into place as you stay consistent and you move forward. Just imagine the person you can be. So go, achieve greatness, and join me in the gray area. Thank you.